Hello, hello, hello. Just waiting for the stream to connect on TV. I can hear it. So that's good. So I'm going to keep an eye on this because I don't want this thing to go out. Anyways, all right, welcome back to another live stream. Today, this is going to be my cast assessment for MCC 35. I know I didn't do a cast assessment for MCC Party or MCC Twitch Rivals, but yeah, we're here now. I don't like. I was like really busy with school and all that. That became a big priority. Yeah, also in like October, I was traveling a whole bunch, so that's a thing. So yeah, but we will run through the MCC 35 teams today pretty quickly here. We're gonna give you my thoughts. I figured I do that today. The stream might cut out at some point. I don't know. I checked my internet. It still says it's weak. So yeah, let's run through them. I just have them on my I have the teams on my phone, and I'll just talk about my opinions here. We're starting off with Red Reindeers, where we have Michael McChill, we have Velvet is Cake, Sapnap, and Captain Sparkles. I think this is a pretty good team. I think like Sapnap's one of the best teams, one of the best players of all time. He's been in multiple events. He's won like multiple times right now. Like he's like the Johnny Bananas of the MCC. He is the most winningest player out of everybody, even Dream. And like everyone on this team has won an event. I don't think, except for Velvet, maybe. I can't. I'm not exactly 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure. But overall, I think this team can make dodgeball, and I think there's a chance that this team wins. And so they are in winner contention for me. Personally, I think that this should be interesting. So, all right, next up we have Gingerbreadman, which is the weirdest name of all time. Where we have Good Times with Scar, we have Becky, Fire Breathman, and Owen, and Owen's Juice, I guess. I think this is a pretty good team here. Scar's a pretty decent player. Becky's decent when she can be. Fire Breathman is probably one of the best of all time. And he's only been in a few events. I don't know what my phone's doing. And Owen's a pretty decent player as well. Now, I think this team is probably a little bit weaker than Red. Can they make dodgeball? Sure, they can. They probably can. Because that Fire Breathman pretty is like I feel like this team is a pretty well-rounded team. I think Fire Breathman will probably be the in command on this team here, so it should be interesting. All right, next up we have the Yellow Yetis, where we have Eric, Fall Symmetry, Purple, and Ride Guy Rocky. And I think Ride, from what I can understand, Ride Guy Rocky hasn't competed in a little bit, so that's the thing. But I think this is a pretty once again a well-rounded team. Everyone on this team has won an event before. Now, Ride Guy Rocky hasn't played in a bit. Purple would probably be the first in command. Do I think this team can win? There's a possibility, but I don't think it's in the cards personally for me for this event here. All right, next up we have Mint Mistletoes, where we have Gumi, H-Bomb, Krinios rather, and Martin. And I think this is a pretty well-rounded team. And Krinios is a pretty good player. H-Bomb, one of the best players of all time. Martin's a pretty decent player, and Gumi's pretty decent when she needs to be. So it should be pretty interesting to see how this team goes. So yeah, I think is this team in winter contention for me? Probably not. I feel like this team can probably get into like the 4th, 5th, 6th, somewhere in there, or maybe 7th. But personally, this team's not in winter contention for me. All right, next up we have Emerald Elves, where we have Awesome Dude, Gizzy Gaza, Puns, and Smallest Beans. And straight up, I think Gizzy Gaza hasn't played in a few events. He hasn't played in quite some time, and I guess that, like, is that enough to hold back the team? Right? Is it? I don't know. Like the last time he played was in 27, which is underdogs. I think that was the last time. I could be wrong, but overall, I think I really like Puns. I think Puns is really underrated. Smallest Beans or Joel, I guess, is a pretty good player now. Like back in the day, I would have said he's fine. And right now, I would say he's still kind of fine, but he's good. He's better than what he used to be. And then Sam, awesome dude. I think he's pretty decent player as well. All right, next up we have Teal Turkeys, where we have Jimmy, or Solidarity, Cub Fan, JoJo, and Scott. I think this is a pretty decent team here. Personally, I feel like if this team can make dodge, it can make dodgeball. JoJo's insane. Like JoJo and Scott are pretty well-rounded players. Jimmy, he had a streak of some pretty bad events, but I think like there's a possibility that he can do well here. Cub has like everyone on this team has won an event from what I can understand, so it should be interesting to see how this team does. Do I have anyone in contention? Probably not. All right, next up we have the Cerulean Candy Canes, where we have Ant Venom, CPK, Shajun, and Ollie. I don't think this team's gonna win. I don't think it's gonna make top two. I think this team's gonna is gonna be in the bottom half, straight. I think CBK is a pretty good player, a good player, and I wouldn't say pretty good. I think he's a good player. I wouldn't say he's the best of all time. And then Shajun is probably the best player on this team, and Ant-Man is pretty okay, and same thing with Ollie. Whenever Ollie tries, I think he can I think he can do well. So I think this team's probably going to be in the bottom half of the team's standing, so they're not in win a contention for me. But yeah. All right, so next up we have Sapphire Simmers, where we have Cryptic Zeus, Vixella, Dr. Gluon, and James Turner. And straight up, this team's getting last, right? Can they get ninth? Maybe. I think this team's dead. I don't see this team getting out 10th. I think this team gets last. No chance of winning for me. So not a winner contention for me. All right, Purple Penguins, rather, where we have Tap House, Pizza Hut, Sneak, and Kara. And straight up, Pizza Hut hasn't been in a dodgeball since MCC 17. Adding to my argument that I think Pete is no longer one of the best of all time. Yeah, I don't think he's. I think he's fallen off. I think he's fallen off. I think he is definitely. He's not where he used to be. Now, I would like to see Kara personally get another win. She hasn't won since MCC 1. So, the very first event. Sneak Snag, I think he's really overrated. I really do. I'm sorry. I personally never really cared for him. Tabel, I really like Harvey. I think he's a pretty good player. I think, and he's talking smack about Pizza Hut doesn't mean he's still necessarily a bad player. I think he's good. He's good, decent. I wouldn't say he's the best of all time anymore, or I think he's quite fallen off. So maybe if he can make a dodgeball not in a main canon event, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see though. All right, and last team we're talking about, we have the Pink Presents, where we have Wally Bear, Shelby, Hannah XX Rose rather, and Kratzy. I think this team in winner contention. Wally Bear is insane. I think he was in Block Wars, right? He's done pretty well in those, I think. And he's good at Bed Wars. Shelby is a pretty good player. I do think she's not where she used to be, but she's still a really, really good player. Hannah is absolutely insane. She won a United UHC at one point, so that's a thing. I really enjoy watching her play. I do that, and then Kratzy, Kratzy's insane. One of the is a pretty underrated player. I think he's a pretty good MCC player overall. This team's in winter contention, and I guess we only have 2 teams in winter contention. I guess, and that is between Red Reindeers with Michael, Velvet, Sapnap, and Captain Sparkles, and then we have the Pink Presidents with Wally Bear, Shelby, Hannah, XX Rose, and Kratzy. Which team do I pick? I don't know. Like, the only thing the thing is, I think I'm going to go Pink Presents here because I don't think Michael McChill is that great of a player, and I think I think he's fine. He's fine, but he's not the greatest of all time. Velvet, I think he's average. Let's take a look at. I'm going to look at Velvet's past recent scores here. I don't know why it's giving me an ad on my phone. Stop doing that. No, I'm solely going to be looking at main cannon. So 34, he got in MCC 34. He made it to dodgeball. He didn't. Oh, he won. Oh, Velvet won. Okay, cool. Kind of forgot about that. Honestly, I haven't really been paying attention with MCC that long. Sapnap 134. I'm literally just looking at that. Oh my god. How many times has Sapnap won now? I actually want to look at that. But so maybe he will 15th. Velvet. I think but overall, like his placements for let's take a look at Velvet's placements here. So in his first MCC to MCC 25, he got 35th. Then the next event, which was 28, he got 29th. In 30, he got 17th. In 31, he had 15th, 30th, and he got 30th in 32. Then he got 15th and 34. So I think at best he's middle of the road. Not middle of the road, but he's that section between 10 and 20, somewhere in there. Or I think that's where he can end up. And therefore is that enough to pull him back? I'm gonna look at Michael McChill's average here. And then I might look at Sapnaps because I'm really interested. I want to see how many events he's won. Actually, kind of interesting. All right, so Michael's actually been let's just look at the recents. So I'm not let's look at from 29 onward. So MCC 29, he got 37th. In MCC 30, he got 30th. He got 30. He placed 30 in 31 as well, and in 32nd in 34. I don't think. Okay, I'm gonna go with Pink. I think here. I think Pink Presents are my winner pick here. Yeah, that's a little worrying. And Captain Sparkles isn't even the best of players either. He's a good player, but I wouldn't say he's the best of all time either. But yeah. Also, okay, let's look at Sapnap here. Let's look at his statistics. I'm really interested. He has 7 wins, excluding non-canon events. Holy crap! How many events has he won then? Let's look at the events. I want to see. So let's look at Sapnap here. Okay, so Sapnap's first dodgeball was MCC 9, and he lost that one. In his next set, he won MCC 11 with Dream and George and Carl. He was in his next dodgeball was MCC 14 where he lost. Next up, he won 15. He won 15 with Dream, Michael, and Quackity. Like, honestly, I think Michael's getting carried pretty much. Like, honestly. And, like, first in the win. In both first and 10th in his wins. Like, there. 18, he won. He won 18. He won MCC 18. He won where he placed second. He placed second there. MCC 19, he placed second again and won that event. And for M18, he was teamed with Sylvie, Scott, and Tubbo. 19, he was teamed with Phil, Snag, and Tommy. He won 3 in a row. Interesting. MCC 21, he was with CPK, Sniffers, and Cryptic Zeus, where he placed first overall. Well, like, how's he placed outside of? He hasn't placed outside of the top 10 at all in any of his events. Maybe like the first one. He got 8 in his first MCC. He hasn't. And he got 14th in MCC 10. Is that it? Is that the lowest he's ever gotten individually? Obviously, just limiting it to just like normal MCCs. Okay, so I'm gonna put Sadnat's a pretty good player. I'm not gonna lie. And then he won All Stars. He got second in that. 8th, 5th. Yeah, I think he's clearly one of the best of all time. I'm probably the best player of all time. Like 7 wins, 8 wins overall. Like in all of MCC. Like I could see them winning. In personally, I'm gonna go with Pink Parrots here. Pink Presents. We'll see though. Honestly, I don't care, but if they win or not. But we'll see. We'll see. Those are definitely the top 2 teams in my opinion. We'll see what happens with that. Either way. All right, that's gonna be it though for this live stream here. Thank you for listening or watching. If you haven't, if you tuned in, or if you're watching this later, I don't know. I'm gonna put hi in the chat because why not? Either way. Yeah, I did say I was gonna do a Let's Talk. Talking about the rest of December here. Maybe I'll do that next week. I have no idea. Honestly, I've just been kind of taking a break from YouTube. I don't know. Yeah. Simple as that. Yeah, just stick around for more MCC things. I believe when I hear this is like the last MCC of MCC 30, season 3. So it should be interesting. Yeah. But this is the last MCC of 2023. I'm gonna probably still do a video once a week. I probably gonna one of these days I want to do like the Master Chef review for season 13. Challenge USA 2, versus Australia. The Amazing Race 35, that's ending next week. And then we have Survivor 45. I want to do those. Those shows I want to cover, and we'll see. But yeah, that and then like the Year in Reality TV video at the end. So like I honestly and I don't really have any plans for Christmas videos or whatever, but there we go. That's where we're gonna end it today. Thanks for listening, and thanks for watching rather, and I'll see you later. Bye.